Guys, good evening all of you, and here we go live. So I believe I'm visible to all of you. I have my extra devices to show me that yes, I'm visible. A very good evening to all of you. Namaste, Sat Sri Akal, Assalamu Alaikum. और आज हम डील करेंगे CUET PG English. टॉपिक है literary criticism. We are going to talk about this thing in literary criticism, where most of the students are scared of this, that actually literary criticism hota kya hai. I must tell you, when I was in my post graduation, our teachers teaching at that time, they were not putting efforts in literary criticism. मैं आपको बताऊं बहुत फनी फैक्ट, इट्स अ फन फैक्ट दैट ड्यूरिंग माय ओन प्रिपरेशंस हमें लिटरेरी क्रिटिसिज्म पता नहीं था क्या होता है. नाउ as we have already given introductory lectures on literary criticism, in one of my lecture we already have talked about this thing, that what is literary criticism, what is literary theory, the differences. Then in other lectures I have talked about contextual theory and textual theory. In this lecture, as per my promise of the last lecture, I'm going to deal with Aristotle's Poetics. So please take pen and paper and let's deal with Aristotle's Poetics. Remember this thing, the timing of the book is by 335, but normally these kind of questions are not asked. आपके पेपर में इस तरह के questions नहीं पूछे जाएंगे. They will not ask this kind of question. Why? Because even if we have the timings, these are the ancient timings. There is no surety about these things. Remember, at that time, there were no proper publications. If you remember, the first printing press that comes to England, it comes in 1476. We all know that the first printing press came to England in 1476 when William Caxton, please write down the points, when William Caxton brought it, right? So the first printer, he is the first printer, then the first printed books and all. You must be wondering that when there was no printing books, how they used to write and share the copies. For example, Canterbury Tales. Canterbury Tales was written in 1388 in English. There were many other works written by Chaucer and other contemporaries. When there was no printing press, how these people used to have multiple copies of their books? You must be wondering. At that time, the students who used to write, they were hired. So if suppose we have Canterbury Tales, it is given to some school, some college, or some person who has 20 people to copy the handwriting. So there were many writers, copywriters. They would write the copies, and this is how the books were getting shared in many numbers. Now see this thing. In my previous lecture, we have talked about this thing, that Aristotle's Poetics has 26 chapters, and in these 26 chapters, Aristotle primarily talks about drama or tragedy. So Aristotle tells us that there are 6 essential parts of drama. So in this lecture, I'm going to tell you those things. These are the 6 essential parts of drama. And what are these 6 essential parts? Plot. This is plot. If you want to write down the English titles also, I'll give you the English titles. This is plot. Then this is character. Plot. Then this is character. Dianoia. This is thought. Then lexis. This is diction. Then melos, this is music, and obsess, spectacle. I'll see if you are able to see the board. Yes, it's quite clear, quite visible. 121 students are live, 82 likes are there. Students number is increasing. Now we have 133 students live. Okay, and I have to win your hearts, I have to earn your likes. Okay, so let's go. इस लेक्चर के साथ I'll make sure that I win your heart, I win your likes. So, repeating once again, Aristotle's Poetics, 6 essential parts of drama. These are Greek names. So, in the competitive exam, everybody is reading plot, character, thought, music, diction, right? How they can trick you with question. In the exam, they'll simply say, what are the Greek names? What do you mean by mythos, ethos, dianoia, lexis, pelos, and obsess? So first of all, what you have to do today, 6 Greek names and 6 English names. Mug it up. इनको एग्जाम में तैयार करके जाओ. When I used to teach for Delhi University entrance test, do it. We used to teach these things because English names are common with everybody. People know English name. What about the Greek words? What if, because these titles are taken from the gods, their goddesses, the Greek gods and Greek goddesses. So these Greek names are equally important. Second question that they're going to ask, they can talk about the second question is they can ask you to set them in order. Plot, character, thought, music, diction, music, spectacle. These 6 points have 6 numbers. Plot, very important. Number 1, put the number. Number 1. Number 2, very important. Number 3, thought, very important. Number 4, diction, very important. Number 5, music. Number 6, spectacle. So first of all, please don't forget their numbers. Yes, because they can simply ask you, you know these, how they ask questions. वो कैसे पेपर में क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे, वो बोलेंगे विच इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ ड्रामा, एंड दे विल नॉट गिव यू द ऑप्शन ऑफ प्लॉट. They will give you diction, they will give you music, they will give you thought, they will give you character. So if there is no plot, it is number 2. This is the most important. If character is also not there, it is number 3. So first thing that you have to remember, these numbers, 6 numbers and 6 Greek names. Now let's go for the next point. The next point we are going to deal today's lecture that actually starts with is hamartia. This is the topic today that I'm going to teach. So as you must be thinking that today we are going to talk about hamartia. Why hamartia and peripecia, anagnorisis, these things are important. First thing, when Aristotle talks about the idea of ideal tragic hero, the idea of ideal tragic hero, who is a tragic hero? So there are certain things which are actually related to the drama. The first thing, ideal tragic hero, he should have hamartia. So this is a quality of tragic hero. Write down the point, quality of tragic hero. Now the point is, what is hamartia? So here I want to teach you this point, that hamartia or hamartiology, it actually comes from Christianity. Yes, Aristotle's Poetics is somewhere based on divine reference. उसने ऊपर वाले जो gods and divine reference है वो लिए हैं. How it has happened? This is the part of New Testament. New Testament, the idea of original sin, that is called the first hamartia. Idea of original sin is called the first hamartia. What if they ask you a question in exam? अगर आपसे एक पेपर में सवाल पूछें कि which hamartia can be called the first ever hamartia, original sin. Now all my students who are watching it for the first time, subscribe the channel, because I know you will be wondering what is hamartia. पहले hamartia तो बता दो सर, फिर बताना कि पहला hamartia कौन सा है. So first thing, hamartia means a tragic flaw. A tragic flaw. Or another definition, error of judgment. Another definition, virtue in excess. Virtue in excess. A.C. Bradley calls it fatal flaw. Now see this thing. What is a flaw? Okay, this is the wrong spelling that I have written. It's the wrong spelling of flaw. F-L-A-W. Okay, now see the point. Hamartia is an error in your personality, a mistake in your personality. It's not easy to understand. So first of all, just listen to me and try to understand in an easy language. If you have read hamartia, you tried to understand hamartia, but you could not understand, I will teach you this thing in my way. This is called Vineet Pandey style. First of all, the rule number 1. Hamartia is not a vice. Hamartia is not a vice. Hamartia कोई बीमारी या कोई problem नहीं है. It is not a bad habit. It is actually a human error. Now, why hamartia is applied to the tragic hero? Because we make mistakes. Sometimes you make mistake, but sometimes you are not villain. So hamartia, it is not a vice. It is not a demerit. For example, if you have a tragic hero and he smokes a lot, your tragic hero is a chain smoker and then he dies of lung cancer, nobody will feel bad. क्या आपको ट्रेजेडी महसूस होगी एक चेन स्मोकर सिगरेट पी पी के मर जाता है, बुरा नहीं लगेगा ना? हम दिल्ली में रहते हैं, वी आर इन दिल्ली राइट नाउ, द पॉल्यूशन इन दिल्ली इज लाइक दैट, वी आर स्मोकिंग 50 cigarettes per day. It was yesterday in the news channel. We are being victimized without doing anything wrong. हम तो नहीं पी रहे हैं, but हम तो फंस रहे हैं. Hamarshad like this. Hero doesn't do the mistakes. The things happen to him. Now see this thing. A tragic flaw, error of judgment, virtue in excess, fatal flaw. Now I'll explain this thing. So I'll go for this. Now see how it is a tragic flaw and virtue in excess. Macbeth. You all have read Macbeth, right? You know that. What was the problem of Macbeth? If you are in my classes, I have taught you this thing, that the problem of Macbeth was he was ambitious. Now please tell me, ambitious, is it good or bad? If you all have ambitions, you all have some kind of targets, dreams, being ambitious, is it good or bad? You will say it's good. That's the only reason you want to top the exams. Why do you want to qualify the exams? Because you want to get success. You want to get settled in life. So you all have ambitions. You also have ambitions. Macbeth had ambition, but he could not understand that this virtue of ambition, it is in excess. Virtue in excess. Too much ambitious. So much ambitious that he started killing people. He killed his own king, he killed his friend Benko, then he killed the family members of Macduff, and this is how he becomes a tragic hero. Otherwise, he was a man who is regarded at the starting. Mr. Thane of Cawdor, Mr. Thane of Glamis, three witches welcome him. Where shall we meet again? Thunder, lightning, or in rain. Fair is foul, foul is fair. And then they welcome him, and he is a celebrated man, famous man. People love him. But his ambition goes in excess and he becomes a victim of downfall, right? Tragic hero ban jata hai. Now, what is wrong with Othello? What is wrong with Othello? Tell me. Othello was in love with his wife. People, they read Othello like this, that Othello was in love with his wife. Othello was also a black guy. He was inferior to his wife. If you have read Othello from post-colonial point of view, you will understand this thing, that there is color segregation, racial remarks. Othello the black, Othello the Moor. They call him the black, the Moor. They don't call him a human being because Othello was an outsider. Desdemona was a European white lady, English white lady. For a white lady getting married to a black man, Othello used to have inferiority. But then he was also possessive for his wife. Being possessive in love is sometimes good, but being over possessive, like if you are in a relationship and your boy or your girl doesn't let you talk to anyone, then this kind of possessiveness is not required, right? So what happens? Othello was possessive for his wife, but again virtue in excess or error of judgment. How error of judgment? That is also hamartia, error of judgment. When he gifts a handkerchief to his wife, that handkerchief goes missing. It is found by Emily. Emily gives it to Iago. Iago takes it for the conspiracy, gives it to Cassio. Cassio is flaunting that handkerchief in front of Othello. Othello jumps to the conclusion. Othello understands this thing, that I gifted this handkerchief. मैंने ये रुमाल अपनी वाइफ को दिया था, मेरी वाइफ ने इसको दिया है. It means 1 + 1 is equal to 2. He comes to the conclusion. Now he has been introduced as a credulous fool. So he is a person, he is a credulous fool and he is over possessive. He kills his wife because he doubts her. So he was not a bad man. One error of judgment, one virtue in excess, and he kills his wife. Now, the hamartia with Dr. Faustus. Again, in the case of Dr. Faustus, if you see, when Dr. Faustus, he is highly educated and he has finished all the knowledge, the German people, the two German professors, they come to him, Cornelius and Wales. These questions are asked in exam. They say, go Faustus, go to the field unexplored. read black magic. When Faustus wants to read black magic, the good angel says, no, Faustus, no, don't go. But the bad angel says, go, Faustus, go. Yes, read black magic. So Faustus had two opinions. The good angel said, no, Faustus, don't read black magic, don't challenge God. The bad angel said, Faustus, read it, explore it. Now, if you ask me, and I am at the place of Faustus and I have read everything, then there is another knowledge. But somebody says that, okay, this is bad knowledge. I am also a Renaissance person. I will also read. Because you have read so much and you really want to read more. I must tell you this thing. When I was teaching in University of Delhi, when I joined University of Delhi as an assistant professor, I was surprised to see that there is a lot to read. Those legendary professors. And now every day when I read a new topic, I find it out that there is a lot to read. The same thing that once Socrates said, the more I read, the more I learn, the more I need to read. जितना पढ़ता हूं उतना ही और पता चलता है पढ़ना चाहिए. Same thing happens here. Dr. Faustus listens to devil and says, yes, I will go. Why? Again, ambition, curiosity, multiple things are there. Ambition is there. He wants to know more and more, his choice. Then curiosity. You know why curiosity? Sometimes the curiosity leads to the downfall. Curiosity. These are in excess. That becomes the reason of downfall. Then King Lear. What is the problem of King Lear? King Lear, a majestic king, a great king, he has 3 daughters. Goneril, Regan, Cordelia. Goneril, Regan, Cordelia. He has 3 daughters. He is suffering from hubris. This is a question of exam. He is suffering from hubris. What is hubris? Pride. And he wants to be praised by his daughters. He wants to be flattered by his daughters. Who doesn't want to be flattered? Who doesn't want to be praised? If somebody praises you, you would love it. Somebody praises me, I also love it. At least I don't want to be criticized. Same is there, everyone. If you're cooking and your husband praises you, good. If you're doing something good, your father praises you, your mother praises you, your siblings praise you. We feel good, right? King Lear wanted to be praised. These 2 daughters, first one, second one, they praise him. He calls all the daughters, come here. Show me your love. Tell me how much you love me. He calls them and says, tell me how much you love me. And then what happens? First daughter, second daughters come and say, Father, you have given us life. We are here because of you. You are the reason we are born. So our lives belong to you. We can die for you. We can sacrifice our lives for you. We can do anything. But this girl, Cordelia also has hamartia. Yes, Cordelia is a tragic heroine. Cordelia also has hamartia. Cordelia has a problem. And what is the problem of Cordelia? What is the hamartia of Cordelia? Cordelia is straightforward. Now tell me this, being straightforward is good or bad? If you are a person with experience, you'll understand that being straightforward is not good at all. You know why? You will make a lot of enemies. Your neighbor comes to you, says, can I borrow your car today? You are straightforward. I'm so sorry, my car is really costly. And what if you just don't take care of my car and there is an accident? No, I don't take risk. So what will you do? Instead of being straightforward, you say, oh, I'm so sorry, but my car, I have to leave somewhere right now. I'm really sorry. हम दिल नहीं तोड़ते, हम सीधा नहीं बोलते, मना नहीं करते. She breaks the heart of her father. अभी बेचारी क्या किया? अपने पापा का दिल तोड़ दिया. पापा को चाहिए था कि yes, you are my hero. She said, listen, you are the father, I am the daughter, we have a natural bond, a connection given by nature. I adore you as a father, I love you as a father, but I love you as a father as a girl should love her father. Not more than that, not less than that. She said, what's new? Every daughter has a connection with father. Why should I praise you? It's normal, it's simple. There is nothing to hide. शी वॉज टू स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड. अब पापा को बुरा लग गया. पापा ने कहा कि या तो पैसा वेस्ट हो गया इसको पढ़ाने लिखाने का, पैसा बर्बाद. एंड व्हाट डज ही से? किंग लियर क्या बोलते हैं? शार्पर देन अ सर्पेंट्स टूथ, हाउ सैड इट इज टू हैव अ थैंकलेस चाइल्ड. एक सांप के दांत से भी ज्यादा तेज. कितना शर्मनाक है एक ऐसा बच्चा होना, एक ऐसे बच्चे को रखना जो थैंकलेस है, जिसमें किसी भी तरीके की कृतज्ञता नहीं है. Sharper than a tooth, serpent's tooth. How sad it is to have a thankless child. Now, Cordelia's hamartia is straightforwardness, over straightforwardness. King Lear's problem is he is having hubris, pride. He wants to be praised. He wants to take all the references of praise and all. This is hamartia. It means it is not a vice. It is just a human error. Now see this thing. Hubris, this is a term, note down this thing. Hubris means pride. Okay, this is hamartia. They have asked this thing in question. Then philodoxia means ambition. These are the terms, please remember, they have asked this thing in exam. Gelia means jealousy. I believe you can see the board. Let me see. Yes, it's visible to all of you. So just note down these points. Hubris, philodoxia, gelia, all these things have been asked, so make sure you don't miss that. When these questions will be asked, these are the Grecian terms, Grecian terminologies. So make sure you remember the Grecian terminology right now so that they can ask the questions. Now, getting back to the topic once again, hamartia is not a vice or a demerit. As Ravan kidnapped Sita to take revenge of her sister, that was a demerit. Hamartia is not a demerit. Hamartia is something where you can actually feel sad for your hero. You have to feel sad for your hero. Can you hate Macbeth for being ambitious? Can you hate Othello for being jealous? Can you hate King Lear, a man who is in the age of 80-year-old, for being whimsical, sunky behavior? People in old age behave like that. There are so many ambitious people. We are also ambitious. We also want to be flattered. We are also jealous. So technically it is not a demerit. It means your hero has done wrong, but still you have sympathy for your hero. Remember Macbeth, when the witches say that you will not be killed by anybody with a normal birth, and he finds Macduff, he says life is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. So hamartia is a kind of tragic flaw, a tragic error. Now, see this point. A tragic flaw or the fatal flaw. To teach the reference, I took the reference of A.C. Bradley. A.C. Bradley wrote a famous work, Shakespearean Tragedy. Shakespearean Tragedy. I have read this book in detail, so I took the reference of this book. The book's publication is 1904, one of the first modern criticism of Shakespeare. Shakespearean Tragedy 1904 by A.C. Bradley. I took the reference of this man. Normally when I teach Shakespeare or I teach the Shakespearean hamartia, I take the reference of this man. I was about to write a paper, then I didn't write. Now, getting back, I hope you have taken the screenshots, and with every learning, be kind, go for likes. अगर कुछ भी नया सीख रहे हो, एक पॉइंट भी नया सीख रहे हो, तो लाइक करना. Once my father was talking to my brother is a physics teacher. Once my father was talking to him and he was in 10th class. My father said, I think it's, and it's many years back. I remember those words because my father is a teacher, so he values knowledge. My father told my brother that if a teacher says, I can teach you this point that nobody else can teach, and he goes for 500 rupees for that particular point, just give it. पापा ने कहा था कि अगर कोई ऐसा टीचर है कि तुम्हें ऐसा पॉइंट पढ़ा देता और कहता है कि इस एक पॉइंट को कोई और नहीं पढ़ा सकता और मैं पढ़ाने के 500 लूंगा, तो पापा ने मेरे छोटे भाई को कहा था दे देना, क्योंकि वो नॉलेज की चीज कहीं नहीं मिलेगी. तो अगर कहीं भी नॉलेज मिल रहा है, go for likes. Okay? Now see, original sin. What is original sin? As you wanted to understand, Eve tasting the fruit of knowledge. Eve, fruit of knowledge. Why the fruit of knowledge was at the east of Eden Garden? That is the post-colonial study of paradise lost. So you all know that Eve was denied to taste the fruit of knowledge. God told her not to eat it. But Satan, in the form of mist, he enters in the body of the serpent, goes close to her, finds her alone, and convinces her with an amazing Renaissance speech. In the classes, I have given the lines also. I've talked about the lines. This is the original sin. The first original sin is the disobedience. Remember, Paradise Lost, John Milton. On the first disobedience of the man, and the taste of the forbidden fruit brought death and all our woes and sufferings into the mortal world, till one greater man can restore us to the blissful seat. These lines are from Paradise Lost. So, I hope you understand now. And the study of this thing is hamartiology. In Christianity, the first concept that Satan, we have emotions, we have our characteristics, but Satan confuse those things so that we make mistakes. So even if you are really good, you make a mistake. How you can be the part of hamartia? Let's go for the easiest example. Because in Christianity they say that even the very good person will become the tragic hero because of hamartia. How? Suppose you are in Delhi and someone comes to you and says that I have missed my I'm not able to find my kid. Can I make a call? Please give me a phone. Can I make a call? And you are like, okay, sure, please call your kid. You give the phone, that person takes your phone and then takes a knife out. Run. What's your hamartia? You are a good person, you helped a person in need, but that person, knowing this thing, lured you, cheated you. What was Sita's hamartia? When Ravan came in the disguise of a priest, Sita thought that I should risk myself to save the family of my husband, so that my husband's family will not be defamed, that a beggar returned empty-handed. Sita's hamartia was that she was too much in love with Ram, too much loyal, and was playing the role of a great wife. So hamartia is that you are a good man, but your goodness sometimes goes against you. An old man comes to you, hello, can you help me to place the bag in the train? You are like, yes, I can help you. My parents have taught me to help an old man. You take the box, you place it in the train, and after 5 minutes, boom, police will catch you. Police will see you in the CCTV placing that thing. If you tell people that, sir, I was just helping an old man, I didn't know it's bomb, you will be tortured, interrogated until they find the truth. That is hamartia, right? So किसी का भी नंबर लग सकता है, किसी की भी वार्ड लग सकती है, बच के रहो. Hamartiology, original sin, New Testament, that thing please remember. Now let's go for the next one. I have to go for the special lecture, peripatia. According to Aristotle, peripatia is reversal of fortune. Reversal of fortune. Now what happens when the hero in the story finds out his mistake, discovery, which is called anacalepsy in Greek word. In Greek, please write down these names. आपके अलावा किसी को नहीं आएगा ये. Anacalepsy. So now, Othello kills his wife in hamartia. But when he discovers that, oh my God, my wife is not wrong. When Emily tells him that, what did you do? So when he discovers the discovery, the root cause of hamartia, the root cause of that thing, that is discovered. The truth is discovered. The truth is discovered. The condition of the hero changes. Reversal. So, what does Othello do? He kills himself. Othello kills himself. What does he do? Othello kills himself. When Macbeth finds out that witches knew everything, he says, tomorrow, life is nothing but a walking shadow. And then life is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury and signifying nothing. Act 5, Scene 5. Peripatia is when you realize that you have done a mistake and then you go through a sudden change. When King Lear realizes he has done a mistake, he has kicked out the most loyal daughter, his condition gets changed from a king to a beggar. Peripatia is the sudden fall, ups and downs. The moment you have done something wrong and you realize that this is wrong, the ups and downs. When Faustus realizes that I made a mistake, it's too late, and he's killed by the devils. That's ups and downs concept. Peripecia means reversal of fortune. So please remember this thing. Life changes, condition changes when you realize your mistake. The next point we have is anagnorisis. This is called awareness of the real situation. In the language of A.C. Bradley, you can also call it journey from ignorance to knowledge. Journey from ignorance to knowledge means when you realize that you have done something wrong. So the moment where you realize that you have done something wrong, you gave your phone to someone to help, that person draw the knife and you realize that it was wrong. The moment you realize this is wrong. Anagnorisis. एक फनी चीज बोलता हूं, तुमने जेआरएफ करने के लिए कोचिंग ज्वाइन कर ली और तुम्हें पता चला कि तुम्हारा टीचर 4 बार खुद एग्जाम दे के अभी तक जेआरएफ नहीं हुआ है, नेट भी नहीं हो रहा है, तो तुम्हें डाउट हो जाता है कि मेरे टीचर का अपना जेआरएफ नहीं है, मेरा कहां से कराएगा. दैट्स एनाग्नोरिसिस. सॉरी आप लोगों को फ्रस्ट्रेट नहीं कर रहा हूं, बस बता रहा हूं. Okay, so anagnorisis is, now what is Othello's anagnorisis? The story narrated by Emily. What is Hamlet's anagnorisis? Yes, this is how the last question. Hamlet को कैसे realize हो जाता है? What is the journey? Hamlet's anagnorisis is when he finds Rosencrantz and Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, and he finds that these people are spies. The name of the book is Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. That is written by Tom Stoppard. But here just remember this thing, that these two people who are posing to be the friend of Hamlet are spying. Hamlet realizes that मैंने बहुत time waste कर दिया है और ये मेरी गलती है. He realizes his mistake. That is Hamlet's anagnorisis. So it's simple. It is journey from ignorance to knowledge. You get to know the root cause, the real thing. What made you go for that thing? Then comes catharsis. This is really important. Please remember, Aristotle did not define it. Aristotle didn't define it. Aristotle ने define नहीं किया है. Please remember this thing. But it is defined by the followers. So here we have 3 stages. We have clarification, purification, purgation. Clarification, purification, and purgation. 3 stages of hamartia. Clarification, purification, purgation. Now what happens? The target of the drama is to purgate you, to make you purgated. Now how will you get purgated? When you will understand that this is the part of life. Clarification, purification, purgation. When you see the tragedy, you understand the reason of the downfall of the hero. फिर आपको समझ में आता है कि reason क्या है downfall of the hero, क्या हुआ. Clarification means you understand the reason of the downfall. Reason of downfall means if I am seeing a tragedy where a student is not studying and then he fails in the exam. So the first clarification is that the student was not studying. So in Hamlet, the clarification is that he was taking a lot of time. His noble inactions, indecisiveness was the reason of his hamartia. In Macbeth, we get to know that never be over ambitious. In Othello, the clarification is that never be over jealous, right? Then comes purification. Then you remove it from your personality. Catharsis is only for spectators, for the audience. Catharsis is not for hero. Please remember this thing. It is not for hero. No. It is for the spectators only. The spectators, obsess, जो देखने आया है. In those 6 essential parts, it was the last part. So catharsis is only for them. Now see, you have understood the mistake. You have purified that mistake from you. Now one by one, you have removed jealousy because you saw Othello. You have removed inactions and noble indecisiveness because you have watched Hamlet. you removed over ambitiousness, then you removed flatter thing. Gradually you will be purgated. That is the ultimate aim of the drama. Purgation. आपके अंदर से ये सारी बीमारियां निकल जाएं. Get rid of all those emotions and get purgated. Now, those who did not understand purgation, in Sanskrit, it is said, उदेति सविता ताम्रः ताम्रः एवास्ति मेपि च संपत्तौ च विपत्तौ च महताम एक रूपताम. Means, when the sun is rising, sun is red. So the rising sun is red, right? And the setting sun is red. Udeti savita tamrah tamrah evasti mepi cha sampattau cha vipattau cha mehtam ek rooptam. So just like this, when the rising sun is red, setting sun is red, just like that, the great man, in the time of happiness, in the time of sadness, in the time of prosperity, in the time of adversity, they are always same. Means, for them happiness, sadness, it's all same. They are highly purgated. Purgation ka ek simple definition I'll give you. The people who work in crematoriums, you know, cremations. So people who do business there, have you ever wondered this thing? What happens when you find a dead body? You're going to school, college, and somebody's being carried by the family members. We do the prayers, rest in peace, may the soul be blessed. If someone asks you that, can you do the business on this dead body? You will say, no, I can't. It's so sad. It's so heinous act. So what about those who have the shops providing material for cremations, providing words, providing coffins, and they bargain, they debate. Every day they are seeing 20 deaths, 30 deaths. They are purgated. They don't cry. I have taken this example not from any book. This is the example from my personal life. I was in 12th class. I was in Varanasi and I went to the Harishchandra Ghat, Manikarnika Ghat. So a lot of cremations were going on. So as a kid, for the first time I saw multiple pyres. I got scared. So, you know, when I tried to turn back and try to return, I saw a lot of people. They were eating golgappas, samosa, chai. I couldn't believe that 30 to 40 yards there is a body, and there are so many dead bodies which are, you know, waiting for the time for the turn, and others are smoking, drinking coffee and all. I could not believe. Now, as a teacher, when I started understanding purgation, I realized that those people are habitual of those things. So they are purgated. They don't care about it. Now, you don't cry for your toys. You are purgated from those things. So purgation is the ultimate goal. Your likes will tell me if I am able to teach you really well. अगर आपको सच में अच्छा पढ़ा रहा हूं तो likes जरूर करना. Let's go for the next one. The classical unities. आपका ये Aristotle आज complete हो जाएगा. Classical unities. Now see, there are three types of unities. Three types of unities. The first one, unity of time, unity of place, unity of action. Now, in a drama, the time limit is 24 hours. They say that if any drama, the story should not exceed 24 hours. It should be a one-day story. Do you know Shakespeare's Comedy of Errors and Shakespeare's Tempest is a one-day story? If you didn't know it, make the notes now. Note karo isko. Shakespeare's Comedy of Errors and Tempest is actually a one-day story and follows the unity of time. They'll ask a simple question. Pick the book written by Shakespeare which follows the unity of time. So, these two plays, Tempest and Comedy of Errors. And if you didn't know that, don't forget to like the video. Now, unity of place. When your story is having the 24 hours limit, the setting or the background of the story will be reciprocational. Now, let's make it easy for you. A story should be one-day story. It should not be a story like Gangs of Wasipur. Grandfather's revenge taken by the grandson. No. A story starts in the morning and within 24 hours, the story comes to an end. Best example, Ben Jonson's Epicene, The Silent Woman. That is also a one-day story. Now see this thing. If you have just 24 hours of story, Your background setting cannot be multiple setting, not like a Bollywood song. What happens in Bollywood song? In 5 minutes song, you see Kashmir, you see Goa, you see Switzerland, they also show you Antarctica. 5 minutes, is it possible? No. So they say that it should be logical performance, 24 hours and few settings. For example, if the story is in Delhi, so in Delhi, 24 hours, you can go to Noida, you can go to Gurgaon. So technically in Delhi, 2-3 settings are possible. But the story starts in Delhi, then you go to America, then you go to Japan, then you go to Kerala. It's not possible. So time and place are proportional. Now comes the important point, the unity of action. Unity of action is related to two things. Unity of action is related to two things, plot and characters. Plot and character, because the action is there in the plot and the actions of the character. So point is, he simply says that the action should be simple, not complex. Means it should be a simple plot. Simple plot, simple characters. Now what is simple plot, simple characters? Simple plot is a hero is in love with the heroine, heroine's father is not supporting, heroine runs away from the house, hero gets married. What is complex plot? Hero is in love with heroine, heroine's father is not happy with the marriage, heroine leaves the house, gets married to the boy but also likes the friend of the hero, and heroine's father is now happy but hero is also not happy with the girl. Multiple stories involved, means conspiracies, then disguises, they are the complex characters, complex plot. So they say that action should be simple and flat. Action should be simple and flat. There they take the reference, the flat character and round character, which is actually a modern reference. So plot should be simple, no subplots, no complexities, no what do we say that? Twist, no twist in the story, not like our daily soap. A hero dies and after 2 years the hero returns. No. Simple characters means if they are tragic characters, they are tragic characters. If they are hero, they are hero. No disguises, no sudden changes. For example, there is a unique character, Bosola. Bosola from Duchess of Malfi. Those who have not read, read it. Bosola from Duchess of Malfi. He is the villain and in the end of the story, he becomes the hero. So he is the villain and at the end of the story, he is the murderer and he is the avenger. So one of the most complex character, Bosola. Read that character, very important. Now, the next one we have is Nemesis. Nemesis is a new topic that nobody knows. So please remember this thing. This is the idea of punishment. Retribution means punishment. A writer in the book decides punishment. Who is writing the book? Writer. Who has narrated the story? Writer. So according to the writer, it is the writer who feels that this is the right punishment. For example, if you make a mistake in the classroom, who decides your punishment? Teacher. So teacher understands the gravity of your mistake. If you have not completed homework, teacher may ask you to stand on your benches. If you have not completed homework from last 1 week, teacher can ask you to call your father. So it is the teacher who decides the punishment. This Nemesis idea has been taken from Epic of Gilgamesh or the Hindu Vedas, where they talk about the various types of punishment. Garud Puran. Garud Puran, if you remember the movie Aparichit. अपरिचित देखी थी आपने? सर्वधर्मम परित्यज्य मामेकम, right? So Aparichit, what does he do? He punishes people. So he is the one who decides that okay, you have done this kind of crime. So krimi bhojanam, andakupam, and I have watched Aparichit many times. And in Tamil, it's Onion. Vikram has done a great role. So it is one of my favorite movie. It is also connected to multiple personality disorder. That is also the part of literature. So Nemesis idea is that the writer will decide the punishment. The writer chooses the right punishment. Make sure you remember that because I am teaching this exam and I know 99% students don't know Nemesis. Please remember this point. Now, next thing. This is information for all of you. Okay. And the lecture is almost 1 hour. If you are CUET PG English literature student, You want to study like this? I have taught in Delhi University. Batch is starting from 15th of November. WhatsApp now. This is the number. If you are a UGC NET student and you want to study now, like this, culture studies, theories, linguistics on board, I will be teaching you corpus linguistic. Do you know the last to last exam, corpus linguistic has been asked 2 times. Ask yourself, do you know what is corpus linguistic? If you want to study, then the crash course has already started. 1st November started. If you join crash course, the next full course is free. In this package, full course is free. To know the details, WhatsApp on same number. And this offer of free course, it will end by 10th November. 10th November, this offer will end. So this is the same number for CUET PG student. This is the same number for all of you. If you have suggestions, write in the comments what kind of lectures you want. I'll teach you Wasteland, I'll teach you Heart of Darkness and other things on board. So if you need any lecture, let me know. Thank you so much for joining, and please be cool and kind. Share your likes. Thank you so much.